Ever swiped right on the perfect match, only to discover they're anything but perfect? While we're busy trusting algorithms to find our soulmates, animals in the wild have been perfecting the art of mate selection for millions of years, with no apps, no profiles, and definitely no filters. Think about it. Peacocks don't need to optimize their dating profiles, they just spread their feathers. Female lions don't swipe through potential mates. They test strength and compatibility through real interaction. And yet somehow, we've convinced ourselves that a string of code can understand the chemistry of human connection better than our own instincts. What's fascinating is that while dating apps use simple metrics like proximity, age, and shallow preferences, animals evaluate genetic compatibility, parental potential, and survival traits with astonishing accuracy. They're not matching based on favorite movies or career ambitions. They're ensuring the survival of their species. Here's the kicker. Studies show that despite all our technological advances, our satisfaction with romantic matches is actually declining in the digital age. Meanwhile, most animal species maintain successful pairing strategies that have remained unchanged for thousands of years. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal how nature's matchmaking still runs circles around our most sophisticated algorithms, and what we humans can learn from it to find meaningful connections in a world of endless swiping. Part 1. The Scent of Compatibility, Nature's Hidden Algorithm. Have you ever met someone online who seemed perfect on paper, messaged for weeks, only to meet in person and feel nothing? No chemistry, no spark, just awkward conversation over coffee. What if I told you animals would never make this mistake? We're diving into something that dating apps completely ignore: your body's ability to chemically detect compatibility. In the animal kingdom, finding a mate isn't about swiping on photos or reading clever bios, it's about smell. Moths can detect compatible mates from miles away. Mice sniff potential partners to identify genetic makeup that complements their own. This isn't just preference, it's evolutionary programming at its finest. Here's what's wild. Humans have this same ability. When you meet someone in person, your body processes thousands of chemical signals through scent that dating apps can never capture. Scientists have discovered that we're unconsciously drawn to partners with complementary immune systems, something we can only detect through physical proximity. Your body literally knows when someone is biologically compatible with you. Dating apps bypass this entire system by keeping interactions digital for too long. All those carefully selected photos and witty messages, they're missing your most powerful compatibility detection system. Our first insight from the animal kingdom is tip number 1 of 6. Meet potential partners in person earlier rather than messaging extensively online. Research shows couples who meet quickly after connecting online report higher satisfaction and compatibility. By meeting in person within a week of matching, you activate biological compatibility systems that have been refined over millions of years of evolution. Stop trusting algorithms over biology. Your body's compatibility detection system makes dating apps look primitive. Next time you match with someone promising, don't waste time with weeks of messaging. Meet in a safe, public place and let your body's natural compatibility system do what it was designed to do. Trust your instincts. They've been perfected far longer than any dating algorithm. Part 2. The 3-season test. What birds know about relationship stability. Have you noticed how quickly dating apps push you to decide someone's potential? Swipe, match, chat, date, it all happens so fast. But what if this speed is precisely why modern relationships often fail? Let's look at how birds approach this problem. Many bird species are famously loyal, some mate for life. Their secret? They don't rush commitment. Take the albatross, which spends years perfecting elaborate courtship dances, or the blue-footed booby, which observes potential partners across multiple seasons before pairing up. But why? What do these birds know that we've forgotten? Birds, they understand something pretty profound. Character reveals itself over time and through challenge. By observing each other across changing seasons, they see how potential mates handle scarcity, abundance, danger, and cooperation. This isn't just about attraction, it's really about compatibility under stress. Dating apps, well, they push us to make lifetime decisions based on first impressions. You're expected to know if someone's right for you after just a single coffee date, but that's like judging a book by its cover, or more accurately by its carefully curated profile picture. So this brings us to tip number 2 out of 6. Implement the 3-season test in your dating life. Before committing to a serious relationship, it's important to experience your potential partner across different seasons of life. See them when they're stressed about work, when they're relaxed on vacation, when they're sick, when they're celebrating, and when they're facing a difficult decision. Instead of just sticking to the standard dinner and movie dates, try to create opportunities for varied experiences. Go on a challenging hike together, volunteer at a community event, visit each other when one of you is sick, cook a complicated meal together. These diverse scenarios honestly reveal character traits that carefully planned dates never will. Dating apps won't tell you how someone handles frustration or whether they show kindness under pressure. But these qualities ultimately determine relationship success far more than shared hobbies or physical attraction. By adopting the bird's patience and observation skills, you'll select partners based on proven compatibility rather than just initial chemistry alone. Birds have divorce rates near 0% because they test compatibility thoroughly. Meanwhile, humans often rush into commitments and then wonder why they fail. The 3-season test might take longer, but it leads to relationships that actually last. Have you ever found yourself putting all the effort into a relationship while the other person coasts along? Dating apps have created a culture where minimal effort is expected, but in the natural world, this imbalance would never lead to successful pairing. Let me show you why. Across the animal kingdom, courtship is a dance of mutual investment. Male bowerbirds spend weeks building elaborate nests, decorating them with colorful objects. Female birds inspect these creations carefully, judging the male's commitment and skill. Meanwhile, the female demonstrates her own investment through careful selection and eventual nurturing of offspring. Neither gets a free ride. This balanced exchange isn't just romantic, it's a biological necessity. Animals instinctively avoid one-sided relationships because they threaten survival. When one partner invests significantly more than the other, nature sends warning signals. Think of it as relationship economics. Sustainable partnerships require balanced exchange. Dating apps have disrupted this natural balance. With endless options available, many people invest minimal effort while keeping their options open. They might take days to respond to messages, make last-minute plans, or cancel without consideration. And because there's always another match waiting, the consequences for low investment seem minimal. Here's tip number 3 of 6. Create opportunities for meaningful reciprocal investment early in relationships. This isn't about testing someone or playing games, it's about establishing a healthy pattern of mutual effort from the beginning. Start by being clear about what you need and observing if it's freely given. Does your match make time for conversations, remember details you've shared, and demonstrate interest in your life? Are they willing to plan ahead rather than just texting, "Hey" at 10 p.m. on a Friday? These early patterns predict later relationship dynamics. Instead of endless casual coffee dates, suggest activities that require mutual planning and commitment. Cook dinner together, take a day trip, or attend an event that requires advance tickets. The goal isn't to create artificial hurdles, but to see if they're willing to invest alongside you. Remember, in nature, reciprocal investment isn't optional, it's essential for survival. By reintroducing this principle into your dating life, you'll quickly identify who's ready for a real connection versus who's just along for the ride. The right partner won't make you chase them. They'll meet your energy with equal enthusiasm. Have you ever dated someone who seemed perfect one-on-one, only to discover they clash terribly with your friends and family? Dating apps focus almost exclusively on individual compatibility. But animals like elephants know something we've forgotten. Relationships don't exist in isolation. Elephant herds are complex social structures where new potential mates must navigate intricate relationships. Young bull elephants don't just court their chosen female. They must demonstrate social intelligence by building relationships with the entire matriarchal family. Those who can't integrate harmoniously are rejected, regardless of individual appeal to a potential mate. Why does this matter? Because elephants understand that successful pairing requires social compatibility across the herd. A mate who causes tension within your social network creates stress that eventually damages the primary relationship. Modern dating has moved in the opposite direction. Dating apps prioritize private, one-on-one encounters. We text privately, meet for intimate dinners, and sometimes date for months before introducing a new partner to our social circles. This sequence gets it backward. This brings us to tip number 4 of 6. Implement the elephant's approach to social intelligence testing. Instead of isolating your dating life from your social connections, integrate potential partners into varied social contexts early. This doesn't mean, subjecting every first date to family dinner. Instead, start by observing how they interact with servers, neighbors, or even strangers. Then gradually introduce them to friends in casual group settings like game nights or informal gatherings. Watch how they navigate different personalities and social dynamics. So, pay attention to specific social intelligence markers. Do they remember people's names? Can they actually engage with those who are different from themselves? And do they monopolize attention or share space generously? These qualities, honestly, predict long-term compatibility way better than chemistry alone. The beauty of this approach is, its efficiency. By seeing someone interact across diverse social settings, you gather more meaningful data in 3 group encounters than you would in 10 private dates. You'll quickly figure out whether someone complements your broader life or, creates dissonance within it. Dating apps simply won't tell you if someone can hold a conversation with your detail-oriented father or find common ground with your outspoken best friend. But honestly, these social navigation skills are what determine whether a relationship functions harmoniously within your life's ecosystem. Elephants never forget this crucial test, and neither should you. The right partner doesn't just connect with you, they enhance your entire social world. Have you noticed how dating apps keep you perpetually active, constantly showing new faces, sending new notifications, encouraging endless swiping? It's designed to be addictive. But in nature, mate selection follows a completely different pattern, one with built-in boundaries that dating apps deliberately ignore. Wildlife restricts mate selection to specific seasons. Deer have rutting season, birds have mating season. These aren't arbitrary restrictions, they're evolutionary adaptations that create focus and purpose. Outside these periods, animals direct their energy toward different priorities, building resources, developing skills, or strengthening existing bonds. Humans once followed similar natural cycles, with courtship seasons tied to community gatherings and cultural events. Dating apps have eliminated these boundaries, creating perpetual shopping mode, a constant state of seeking and evaluating potential partners. This endless browsing has measurable psychological impacts. Studies show that people who constantly evaluate new options report lower satisfaction with their choices and struggle with commitment. It's not just FOMO. It's your brain being rewired to prioritize novelty over depth. So the dating app business model really depends on keeping you engaged and active, not necessarily on helping you find a lasting connection. The longer you stay single and swiping, the more profitable you actually become as a user. This creates a fundamental conflict of interest between what dating apps need, which is your continued searching, and what you want, which is to find someone, and, stop searching. This brings us to tip number 5 of 6. Create intentional seasons for relationship pursuit versus personal development. Instead of just perpetually shopping for partners, try designating specific periods for active dating, followed by periods of reflection and personal growth. During your dating season, be genuinely available and engaged. Set aside regular time for meaningful connection and, follow through with potential matches. When this season ends, maybe after 2 or 3 months, take a complete break from dating apps. Use this time to assess what you've learned, develop yourself, and strengthen other relationships in your life. So, this cyclical approach offers several advantages. It prevents dating fatigue, which, honestly, is something a lot of us can relate to. It also creates healthy space for reflection, and most importantly, it shifts your mindset from passive browsing to active, intentional connection during those dating periods. The constant availability of options doesn't actually enhance your chances of finding love, it just dilutes your focus and energy. By creating boundaries around when you're available for new connections, you'll approach dating with renewed purpose and clarity, just as animals do during their mating seasons. Nature's wisdom is pretty clear. Perpetual shopping prevents meaningful selection. So choose seasons of focus over endless swiping. Have you ever matched with someone who seemed perfect until you experienced their lifestyle? Maybe they were chronically late while you value punctuality, or, they needed constant social stimulation while you really cherish quiet time. Dating apps can't capture these fundamental incompatibilities because honestly they focus on the wrong things. In the animal kingdom, habitat compatibility is non-negotiable. A fish doesn't try to make it work with a bird. Animals instinctively evaluate whether potential mates are adapted to the same environments and lifestyles they are. A nocturnal creature doesn't pair with a diurnal one. Desert animals don't mate with rainforest dwellers. This isn't pickiness. It's survival intelligence. Humans have more flexibility, but we still have personal habitats, the environments and lifestyles where we naturally thrive. Some people flourish in structured, predictable settings. Others, they need constant stimulation and change. Some require significant alone time. Others draw energy from constant social interaction. Dating apps try to match people based on surface-level interests and values. They ask if you both like hiking or share political views, but they rarely address deeper habitat compatibility, the daily rhythms and environments where you both naturally thrive. This brings us to tip number 6 of 6. Implement the environment integration test for habitat compatibility. Instead of evaluating potential partners primarily on shared interests or attraction, assess whether your natural habitats and lifestyles genuinely complement each other. Start by identifying your non-negotiable habitat needs. How much structure do you require? What energy level feels natural? What social rhythm sustains you? Then observe potential partners in their natural environments, rather than just on curated dates. The most revealing compatibility test isn't sharing a fancy dinner, it's navigating a stressful airport delay together, it's spending a quiet Sunday at home, it's handling an unexpected problem with your respective approaches. These scenarios reveal habitat compatibility that profiles just never could. So, try creating opportunities for habitat sharing early in relationships. Maybe work side by side for an afternoon. Take a weekend trip that includes some unstructured time, or cook dinner together on a weeknight when you're both tired. These ordinary situations honestly reveal compatibility more accurately than those exceptional experiences. Remember, in nature, habitat incompatibility means the relationship just doesn't progress, regardless of other attractive qualities. A beautiful bird with incompatible sleep cycles isn't a candidate for partnership. Animals don't try to force habitat fit, and neither should you. Dating apps won't tell you if someone can thrive in the same environments where you flourish. But this fundamental compatibility determines whether a relationship brings ease or constant friction. By prioritizing habitat alignment over superficial matching points, you'll build relationships with genuine day-to-day harmony. We've journeyed through the wild world of natural mate selection and discovered 6 powerful insights that dating apps simply can't match. From chemical compatibility detection to the 3-season test, from reciprocal investment to social intelligence testing, from seasonal availability to habitat compatibility. Nature has been perfecting these strategies for millions of years. The striking lesson is that while technology promises to make finding love easier, it's actually bypassing our most effective built-in matching systems. Dating apps focus on what's easy to measure and display, not what actually creates lasting bonds. But you don't have to choose between modern convenience and evolutionary wisdom. By bringing these natural principles into your digital dating life, you can use technology as a starting point rather than the entire process. Trust your instincts when meeting someone in person. Take time to observe character across different situations. Expect balanced investment from the beginning. Test social compatibility in group settings. Create intentional seasons for dating versus personal growth. And, prioritize lifestyle compatibility over surface-level interests. The animals around us have never needed algorithms to find successful partnerships. They rely on time-tested strategies that work because they're aligned with biological reality. Perhaps it's time we became a little more wild in our approach to love, a little less digital and a little more natural. After all, when it comes to matters of the heart, nature's matchmaking still outsmarts the algorithm every time.